me talking to? Young gods, OGs and young gods.
I know you guys are probably asking yourselves, who gave this nigga the right to write a Bible? But if we all look past the lies and false teachers of the men that portray themselves to be the powers that be and seek the truth, our lives just as well as all that lives, lives are Bible. No matter what man-made religion we believe in, just being true to thy Lord within ourselves will bring us peace. It's gonna be alright, cause in hell, we can't win the war between good and evil without being truthful to the powers that be.
Hood, hierarchy, mob pad. Every single episode, man, we gonna give them a little background.
I know how I feel because I've been through that 1,000 times.
Lovely ghetto you, beautiful ghetto you, sweet ghetto.
We made so much doing that. I started taking that money throwing the concerts.
It's your boy, Project Pata. Hood hierarchy, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look, man, if it ain't in the hood, man, it ain't on here.
Hey, this your boy Mario Cannon, man. You rocking with Hood Hierarchy. You already know what's going down.
Team Pretty P stand up. It's a wrap. Tune in.
It's Deli Dale. And whenever I got time and I'm relaxing and I'm chilling, I don't give a damn if I'm laying in the bed with you. I'm checking out Hood Hierarchy. And it's just that simple, just that easy.
It's 7 Up, man, straight from Brooklyn. I want y'all to check my boy out, Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. Get the dopest interviews, the dopest content, the dopest platform, straight from Chi-Town, man. You know what it is, man. We representing Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. That's the highest of prestige. Get it? You already know. That's on game. You heard?
One was saying this the one and only HD president, Mr. Bow Bow Bow. This is Hood Hierarchy checking in. I'm signing out. HD4, bow, bow, bow.
Yeah, Bloodstone the street feature, you know what I'm saying? Game face. With my nigga DJ Fingers on the track. It's my time. Let's get it. Rhyme rapper, beat slapper, G, whatever you wanna call it. Bloodstone the street preacher, lifetime, we the holy. Call it like I be it, full-time MCing. And really don't care about you fools disagreeing. Straight reality coming out of SD. Knocking out the competition like Muhammad Ali. Confident, never cocky with these bars I be spitting. But very serious about these fruits I be hitting. Fools start switching, then they start snitching. Faster than the chef cooking things in the kitchen. And yeah, I gotta mention to you undercover devils, even on the step ladder, you're not on my level. Time, homie, it's my time. You know I gotta get mine. Don't worry about me, gonna fix your own plate. You know I gotta get it, cause time don't wait.
Thank you, everyone. You are now welcome aboard the G-Man Experience.
Yeah, I'm busy. I'm about my money and not too many. Can't get with me. Stick to my lonely. Stick to my homies. Cause I ain't friendly. Ain't no gimme. I pulled it out the mud. Before I give this to you quick, ain't no showing love. I'm booked and I'm busy.
Yeah, I'm booked. Dance up.
F&G shit. Shot the whole day, go. Shot the bro Trey Boogie. We sliding. Sliding in the rental, trying to run the milli up. In the southeast, Trey Boogie been a plug. Rubber bands on the blues, hella panoramic views. If you get into it with the squad, you can never lose. It's on the flow like Yellow Rider. I got your vibe on her toes like nail polish. In the city, we get respected from everybody. You about to pull up on Trey Boogie, now let's chop. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Got it wet, it's not a cut. Ain't worried about what nobody else got, cause I got enough. Me and Trey Boogie locked in, he threw a lob, I dunk. Heard the beat and sauced it up, can't nobody go hard as us. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Hey, it's your big homie, Trey Boogie, and this is Let's Chop It Up. Hey, I appreciate everybody on Facebook, Instagram, but come over to the YouTube. Come over to the YouTube. On Instagram, it's pinned up there, so, you know, it feel good. Hey, we had a nice trip yesterday, you know, did the trips, you know, did the shows. Now we back at the headquarters, you know. It don't stop, it continue, you know. Hashtag I still got work to do. So I don't want to hold y'all. You know, this brother right here, for a long time, you know, I guess I was like, what, fanboy or something, because every time I look, I'm always seeing him perform here. I'm checking him out. You know, he was he was the only brother I knew, only artist out here I knew that was rocking with live bands, and man, he put on a show. And you know, he's a three times San Diego Award winner. Allow me to introduce the some and present the others. Riston Diggs, man. We here.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you intro somebody in, especially. That's love, man. That's an intro.
Man, hey, and it's well deserved, you know. Like I said, you've been doing your thing. I used to see you on Instagram. I was like, man, who is this brother? I gotta get him, man. I gotta get him. And I was trying to book you. You know, I wanted to, and then I stopped messing with vibes. You know, me and you chopped it up about that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, that would have been dope, but things is about to happen again, so don't even trip.
I'm ready at all times.
Say that. But hey, let's get into the comments real quick. I see you, Shout Body. Us Before Me, the Thug Bible Movement. Big love. Your OGs and Young God podcast. Chi-Town Hip Hop Rib Tip Joint, you know. Big love, brother did a author. He's doing everything. Artist. I think you met Shout Body before.
Bro, I felt like I done met a little bit of everybody out here, which is the best part, which I love about being in San Diego. Everybody's into something, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not around no waste of timers.
That's right. And of course, you know, Bloods on the Street preachers on.
Hey, that ain't just a regular name right there. That's one of the hardest working musicians in the city, period. Point blank. Like I'm talking about, and this is consistently dropping albums. You know what I mean? Like, that's the standout. You know what I mean? Getting in the studio consistently, and he do that.
Like I told him, you know, one thing that, you know, that's my guy. One thing I love about his music is he don't be cussing, and he don't be, you know, calling females all out their names. Nothing, you know. You know, big love on Meezy, bro. On Meezy, I see you. But yeah, man, let's get into it, man. It may be one or two people on my platform who don't know you, because, you know.
That's the love, bro. That's why I'm here, introducing myself.
So go ahead and give them your elevator pitch, man. Let them know.
Oh, yeah, bro. I'm Riston Diggs, man. I came far over from South Carolina, but been in San Diego I mean, since I can remember. But if the actual date was on there, I'll say 2006. I didn't come out there doing music right off top. I came like military. I started off doing music like at a studio in El Cajon that
Okay.
a random guy took me to. A dude named L Book 64.
Okay.
Actually, you know what I mean. Like a lot of people was affiliated out of there, like Chauncey Manor, who would like do his thing out here. He
Yep.
used to record down there. Main thing, the person I really remember from back in the day was DJ Red Light.
Red Light. Big up the
Yeah,
Red Light.
yeah. I used to see him around back in the day, but I think we really met each other later in the future. We had to remember that we were both kind of like learning some things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So fast forward, I didn't really start like this Riston Diggs persona until like 2015 when I dropped my first debut album.
Okay.
And that was the whole like process of me being like, I'm gonna take this serious. From this point, I'm not taking a day off. Literally, I'm not taking a day off anymore, you know. And from 2015 on up was the start of my music career. You know what I mean? Everything else was training.
That's
Everything
it.
else.
First off, thank you for your service. What branch were you?
I was
Navy, Marine.
I was U.S. Navy, man, just floating out there on the water, dreaming. You know what I mean? Like I was in there so much from the age of 17. So like I grew up kind of in there, but when I got to San Diego, that's kind of what led me to get out because it was like, of course, it was a beautiful city, but it was the only other place that I came that I was like, I think I want to live here for the rest of my life. You know?
That's right. That's right. I was Army, so I wanted to get out of San Diego and go somewhere else.
Hey,
everybody want to come here, but we want to go somewhere else, experience life. Move around.
I could feel it because wherever you're from, sometimes you ain't seen everything that you need to see.
Yeah.
You
said it when you was 15. You dropped your first album.
And 2015, I did.
2015,
yeah,
I mean.
Yeah,
2015, my bad.
That was my legit, like, first solo album. It was titled PTSD, And that album was, like, I feel like, honestly, I would never be able to make another album like that again because that album was everything I felt like I've been through that was, like, my distractions, my addictions, my pain, my trauma, my relationship issues, anything I ever felt in life, I threw into the album. And it was so personal, but also like I was I wanted to prove I was had musicality as well. You know what I mean? And I wanted to also prove that I love rap, but I also wanted to forecast the future that I was like, I wanted to rock out too. And trying to combine all that in 2015, I think a lot of times people were trying to assess how to like take me in as an artist. You know what I mean? Like, what type of artist are you, or what? And I never was going to allow myself to be held into one realm anyway. No matter what anybody categorized me as, I didn't mind because, I was happy about it. But that album is actually like, if you go back and listen to the album, it's got everything that I am now in it, right? You can see like, oh, I can see where he grew from that. I can see where he grew from there. You know what I mean? Every piece of me was in there.
That's right. And PC, you said it was titled PTSD, and that's, coming from the service and stuff. So I know that helped you out too. That was sort of like your release, your let go and dealing with it, huh?
Hey, man, it was. Music was the only thing that, to be honest, music was the only thing I had as ever in as escape. Everything else I chose in escape was it hurt me. Alcohol, you know what I mean? Cigarettes, exterior, other types of items. You know what I'm saying? Anything I was doing was always a hurtful distraction. Music, when I found that, it was like, dang, this feels good. It's healing. Also, when I get through doing it, I found people who would relate in ways I didn't understand. I was like, dang, we all going through this. It made me feel less, some people call it crazy,
alone.
But alone. Yeah, it made me feel less alone because I thought that, like, I was the only one that dealt with heartbreak that way.
It was only you.
And then I found out there were so many people, you know what I mean? Then what I started discovering was other musicians who became my friends,
Yeah, that's dope. I see you, Cassandra. I see you. That's dope. And that's why I do my Friday one. Friday night chop up is about mental health and physical health. So,
that's cool, man.
That's cool. So how did you connect with What is Hope for Homeless?
Oh, dog, that right there, my manager, right? My manager, and we call him JR, you know. He he back in the day, he would go around and meet anybody he could meet to try to get me a show, right? And but he met Primo Dirty right at the time when he was
Primo
throwing
Dirty.
his first Hope for Homeless. The
Okay.
first one, right? He met him right before that. And they just built the organic friendship. Right. And I was already performing a lot of shows at like off of El Cajon Boulevard at a spot that was called The Last Call. Then they changed to City Pub.
Okay.
So I was performing there for like a year straight, just straight bar, little small stage. I go in there and get busy for 45 minutes. Whoever's in the bar, you know, they got a choice whether they mess with me or not. A lot of them did, so they kept bringing me back. When he met Primo Dirty, that was my first time getting introduced into the rap scene of San Diego.
Okay.
Right. So that was in 2017 or 18.
Okay. Okay. That's dope. That's dope. And big up Primo Dirty.
That's the man, bro. He show love so much, and you know, they connected a lot of dots for me personally.
Yeah, definitely a good dude. Definitely a good dude. You know, I want to talk about this though, man. Well, all your hard work, you know, and I like the fact that you don't allow no one to put you in that box. You're this type of rapper or artist, or you know what I mean. You remind me of my homeboy in St. Louis, Zeus Rebel Waters. He's y'all need to link up. I'm gonna have to link y'all up together.
Please do, man.
You know, hip hop, rock, country. He be with the band. He's like one of the hardest working brothers I know. I call him the James Brown artistry. You know, he's good brother too. Y'all need to link up. Y'all styles will be dope, and y'all both got bands. Oh, a double band. Yep.
Hey, I'm with the collaboration, man. Especially from any type of artist that's pushing that boundary. I'm the guy you want to collaborate because I'll make my head hurt to figure it out. You know.
Yeah. So when you said you just got linked up with the the Dago hip hop community, you know, how did they take you? You know,
I felt like what I was doing was I was meeting people straight in person on that stage. Okay. You know, so a lot of people, you know, I'm one of them people that never was going to try to convince people through like internet or making something look good in a post or whatever. I didn't have that skill set. You know what I mean? So literally I had an album with an album cover and I didn't even show my face for the first year promoting that. It was just a butterfly on the album cover. Wow. You know, so my internet presence was nothing, but that live performance, I stuck to it. You know what I'm saying? My manager actually pushed that through my head early, as well as me having a love for it. So I felt like everybody that was coming across me when they saw me in person, they was like, dang, this dude, like he got something. And then then that forced them to open up to kind of connect to me. So I never had no pushback from people who saw me in person.
Okay.
So everybody who met me in person literally it was like a real respect thing. And then on top of that, I had already did so much research. I probably knew your music and was a fan of you already.
Yeah.
You know, so it was so for me, I never had to feel nothing except for love. And you know, and that's why I show it so much. If I felt I feel like if you come to South Carolina, where I'm from, and I want to push something and make you feel some type of way about your art, I can do that. I can make all my people down there make you feel uncomfortable.
That's right.
The same way somebody can make me in their area feel uncomfortable. So I have a respect where I'm like, why would somebody want to do that to me? Because it ain't gonna give you no power because I can do that to you where I'm from too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it just equal everything out. So I'm like, it made it fun. You know what I mean? Because I met a lot of I felt like I heard stories of people being like, you know, people can be like, oh well, it's a salty San Diego or whatever the case, right?
I can't stand when they call my city the Salty D.
Come on now. I ain't never felt that. You know what I'm saying? I've never felt that, experience that. So when I heard that I was like, you know what? Maybe it's just not in my generation. Maybe I skipped over it then. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I never felt it. Maybe I felt the unity. You know what I mean? I got lucky.
Yeah, I don't like that name. It's haters. I be like, man, I live in different states. It's the same thing everywhere. It ain't just San Diego. Let's not just give it to us. You know, we're not the champions of hating.
Come on now.
Haters.
How would it? How would that even be possible? Like
Right.
literally, like you sitting there, you thinking about it, right? That's small minded thinking. That's like thinking that you're the biggest artist in the world after you do one show in in your town.
Come on, come on. You know, I always tell people you got to think globally, not locally, man. You
Come
know,
on now. If you
have a
think globally, that's funny because my first show, my first real festival I saw Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, Imagine Dragons, John Mayer, so many people at a Made in America festival in LA. And I remember before I even recorded a song, I said, man, I want to be on that stage. I looked at my manager. He was like, let's get it. But at that point, that was what you just said. I wanted to be global in my head. I didn't know that. I didn't narrate it, but I wanted to be global for sure.
Yeah.
And I knew I was like, to get on that stage, I'm going to have to be able to perform either better or just as good.
That's right. That's right. my boy, Uncle Beast. He said haters are everywhere except Chicago. Okay. Y'all lucky then, Uncle Beast. Y'all lucky then, Uncle Beast. Y'all lucky, man. That's big up to Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy Mobcast. You know, appreciate the love, my brother. So yeah, you said South Carolina. What part of South Kakalaki you from?
Hey, I'm gonna put this on the map proudly. Pageland, South Carolina, but I'm from a smaller town than that called Mount Croghan, but we represent Pageland, which is a town city population of 3,000 for a long period of time.
Wow.
Right. So I was very country dude, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the young jobs was hauling watermelons, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So just to put you in the field of where I'm from, you know what I mean? Very country, very small town. It's not known for art. You know what I mean? Anything agriculture, if you're looking at it that aspect, but there was no music growth for us youngsters down there. So that area, you know what I mean, for me, it's home for sure. I get so much love from down there. I've got to be down there so much that they still feel that I live there sometimes. You know?
That's right. Yeah, I was in Augusta, Georgia for 2 years. Used to go down to Myrtle Beach and stuff like that in South Carolina, but you know, I never heard of them towns you from. Let me ask you this though, because I know how them South Carolina folks are, or maybe you've been out here too long. I know you don't eat no coon, right?
Man, let me tell you something, bro. I can't sit on here and talk mess about no coon because so many people that are down there with have eaten it. You know what I mean? My pops definitely has. I was more of a rabbit, squirrel, you know, type guy. You know what I mean? Like if you ask if you ask me, but I know a lot of cats that have in the recent last 20 years eaten a coon.
Yeah, that's a South Carolina thing right there, man.
Hey, bro, you know, if you're used to a wild taste, you know, like deer and different stuff, you can get used to anything. You just have to kind of like, with us, we're gonna find a way to make it like edible for your liking. You know what I mean? But once you know, if you know what it is, most people gonna disregard it. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm not eating nothing that you told me what it was.
Yeah. Because if you definitely see it and being cooked, you know, if you see just the meat, you might eat some, you know, but you ain't going to want to see how.
No, you don't want to see that. You don't want to see that process, bro. You don't even want to see a squirrel do that. Like, it's not nice.
Oh, you know, we been in the field in the Army. I had snake and frogs and all kind of stuff that, you know, we don't go to the store here going to get. Wouldn't eat it again. I'm good. You know, I'm good.
Hey, bro, I'm out here in Cali, bro. Give me a carne asada burrito, pour your asada plate, something natural, something like that. I'm good now.
There you go. There you go. Hey, let me know how you know, met up with the Gravities.
Oh, bro, 2020, everybody was just, you know how everybody was in 2020. The internet was booming, but everybody couldn't be outside. So during that time, you know, I was doing a lot of like outside performances, you know what I mean, in the park. Primo Dirty was throwing Hope for Homeless a lot out there, but I did a Juneteenth event that kind of like, you know, it did a lot for me at that time. And I got called out to do a special performance show with this guy named World Loco down at this spot. He threw a showcase, and he had the Gravities on there. A cat named Corey Blaze, and he had me. And when we came down there and did the performance, I did it the normal day. But then when I got there, I saw the Gravities, but it was only Thomas, the keyboard player, Isaac, the drummer, and Ben, the bassist, right?
Okay.
And we both saw each other. We saw each other clear as day. At that time, I had another show trying to book me, and they said, "Hey, we only do artists with a band behind them." So they were suggesting musicians to come play with me, right? Um, the way I play music, the way I'm into it, it's kind of hard for people to get into the whole live aspect if you don't really like know and love my music. You know what I mean? You gotta want to play it like it's yours, right?
Yeah.
And when I thought I was gonna have to look for those individuals, they showed up that day. And then Isaac was like, "Yo, we'll play that for you." That one show also grew us into like what you see now, because from that day we kept doing shows. So we
That's
in
dope.
2020 we had a residency down at Novo Brazilian Brewery down there in Otay. Is right in the
Okay.
Otay Ranch Mall. And people don't know, but we did that for a year straight down there before the Gravities ever started like venturing out in San Diego doing venues.
Wow.
And I kept showing up. Isaac could tell the story is I showed up one day, he thought he didn't know if I was going to keep coming, and I just kept showing up every Wednesday.
That's right. That's dope.
And so I kind of forced my way in the band.
How many? Who are all the members in the group?
Right now, see, we've had members come in and out that started with us, but right now the members that are there are Isaac, who is the lead singer and drummer, me, the vocalist, Riston Diggs, Ben Roberson, who is the bassist, and Sam Tristan, who shreds all over that electric guitar and makes everybody kind of see that we really next level.
That's dope. You play instruments?
I worked at the bass for like some years, you know what I mean, to become a great bass player. Then I got around the Gravities, and these are career musicians. And they can make a good musician feel intimidated. So me as a novice, you know what I mean? It pushed me more into making sure that my vocals was clear. Put it that way.
There you go. Hey, before we get into where you at right now, where you're physically located and what's going on there, I had to ask you, you just did, I know you just did the show with my man Rick Scales and DJ Root,
Oh, yeah.
How was that,
What, man, bro, anytime Rick Scales give me a call and say, "Yo, do you want to do a show?" I'm going to say yes anyway, right? Anytime that you say that show is going to be at one of the premier, hip hop showcases in the city right now, Slapping Hands, of course you got me. And DJ Root, that's the homie. You know what I mean? Like he been showing love. Also, he around so many artists I really, really, really a big fan of. Cali the Dreamer, Dre Cat, right? Those guys. I respect them guys so much. But Root is with them super connected, right? But not only, he's made sure he's played so many records that we've done together.
Yeah.
In front of me and not when I'm around. So Slapping Hands for me, man. When Rick Scales them reach out, that's one of the like, when you feel like you finna really go do some hip hop shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the times when I really get to feel that.
Yeah, Scales, man. He one of my favorite rappers, man. My favorite rapper in Dago, man.
Yeah, bro. I think he's hit
and
that
performer.
Spot. Yeah, and nobody got more words off the top. I can't tell if he's freestyling or if he's doing his written.
Right.
I can't tell because he's so good.
Real talk, man. Big up to them. Slapping Hands. Not one, not twice, but 3-time San Diego award-winning artist, man. Let's talk about that. How that make you feel to be a 3-time?
I'm gonna tell you.
And you're nominated now. So how many times have you been nominated altogether?
Bro, I feel like I started getting nominated the first time ever. Like I felt like I saw something pop up in 2016, and that's when I first got alerted about the San Diego Music Awards. Like I told you, I was just performing at dive bars, right? And I had that PTSD album out, and I knew I was gonna push it hard. But to see that it got recognized, that was a win for me, right? I just knew I was nominated. I showed up to that award show green. So much that when people were walking on stage to give shouts out to everybody, I don't think they really knew my name. For real.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like they was like, this guy here. You know, they didn't really know, you know. And now looking back at it in the past, now that I'm sitting in the future, I realize I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? I know I grinded for this because I didn't come in there winning these things. It looked like it now because we're post 2020.
Right.
And I've been going hard since 2015. You know, but before any of the wins, man, I lost every award thing I ever got nominated for from here to LA. Everything. You know what I mean? I'm talking about I was showing up and I was trying to play things cool like it didn't matter to me, right? And as soon as they say the names, my butterflies are hitting my stomach and feel like I got a shit, you know?
Right, right.
And I was like, dang, I do care because I worked for this,
Yeah.
you know? And so how do I feel is I feel that feeling of that I worked my ass off for something, I achieved something, and now I also can be a beacon of light to show people like, yo, look down my track record. It ain't no handouts. I
Right.
worked, I went to did the shows, I practiced almost every single day. I rehearse, whether I'm in the car, whether I'm home, I'm in the studio as much as I possible. If there's a studio session, I go. I don't skip. You know, I know those things in my heart. I'm saying those things out loud so people know these are the small things that you think nobody's gonna notice.
Or
You know,
matter.
don't matter. It don't look like it matter because nobody's gonna. You drop the album, right? Who gonna keep you in the studio now that you feel fulfilled,
Right.
right? Who's gonna tell you that? You think your family members gonna tell you go in the studio and hit it again, go back and practice more? They thought you was gonna blow up off the first project.
Right, right, right. And so did you.
You did too. You know what I mean? So me, so
You know?
I always been a realistic. My manager's realistic. My people around me is realistic. They always say like, you know, are we working hard as we fantasize? You know, and that's a reality check for anything I ever did in my young 20s. Because I always was fantasizing. I wanted the baddest car, the baddest girl, the baddest everything I could find in life, the richest, biggest house, and I ain't did nothing to deserve none of it.
Right, right. Preach, 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 preach. You know?
You know, that's my real thing. So now when I'm seeing those awards come in and everything like this, I always treat it like, yo, I'm working hard. If you work hard, you gonna get there and you gonna whoop my ass too. And if I work hard, I'm gonna whoop your ass back. And we're gonna keep whooping each other ass, right?
You know, you said something that, you know, first you said, you know, practice, you know, rehearse. And this is, you know, man, I've been in the scene in Dago since I was a kid up until, you know, I went in the army and came back. And it's still like we rehearsed, we practiced. We were at the park rehearsing and rehearsing and rehearsing. We were wherever we could get to rehearse for a show. We were rehearsing, and after you know, even if we didn't have a show, we practiced every day. This is what we wanted to get better and better and better and better and be the best. You know, how important is that? And also, you mentioned you said manager about 8 times now. How important is it for you? Who's your management, and how important is it for you to have a team around you?
Man, all you need as a team is one to start. One person that's with you that want to rock out with you.
It's
one
plural
fan,
and singular.
You know what I mean? And that one person who is a fan of me decided to become a manager. He made a choice. He made a choice that he gonna sacrifice as much as me, right? So he made the sacrifices that he gonna spend time away from his family. He gonna come to every show with 3 people there. You know what I'm saying? He gonna also preach the right things to keep my head healthy. You know what I'm saying? He not gonna be on my back saying, make this type of song, go this way, go this way. He gonna say, cut the fat, perform, practice, rehearse all the time, hit that studio, and we're gonna get results, right? So for me, rehearsal is a thing where it's like, bro, I like sounding good. You go to the studio, you make this great song. You cannot present it to people live now. Okay, we're performance artists. What do you want people to give you money for? You want them to come and watch you do nothing. Okay, fine. You got every reason to say, I'm cool. I'm the hottest guy. I'm this. I got the hottest song. But at the bottom line, if somebody come up there who know how to perform, it's going to make you look like you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
And it's your fault at the end of the day. It ain't, you can hate on them and say, oh, the crowd loved them better. None of that. You had that power in your hands. Public speaking, they said, if you want to memorize a speech for public speaking, do it 40 times. And it'll sound like you always knew it. Why can't you do that for a song? that
That's
you wrote
facts.
that you care about.
You know, and they got the haters. You know, they got the same 24 hours you have to
Same
do something.
24. You got the same 24.
You know, and big up Kevin Egan. I see you, man. Big up Kevin Egan. Yeah, you got the same 24. Hey, so the gravities and you right now, you're not in the town.
No.
Let them know where you at and what you
Yeah.
guys got going on, man.
All right, bro. We've been on a
And,
journey
and
right
and good
now.
luck on that nomination. You know what I mean? Good luck on that nomination for
Oh, no,
Boogie's
for
Flavor
sure.
of the Team.
That's love, bro. We're gonna find that out April the 9th. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big night at Humphreys at Debate. Shoot, we got it going on before the awards though, man. We just left Arizona on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? We played out there in Phoenix at the Fair Park. They had a nice little festival going on. We had a spot on that bill. We did our thing, you know what I mean? Got to grow that audience in another state, which feels good because you got to earn it. You know what I mean? You don't got no home
Yeah.
field advantage. You know what I mean? You go out there now, you know, you got to feel that feeling that you really love it again. Today, I'm sitting here in Dallas, Texas. You know what I mean? Dallas, Texas is a place that I've came recreationally. But now
Okay.
instead, I'm here, you know, playing a show in the places that I used to come and just visit regularly. So same joint. We doing a festival again, 2 days. We have a Saturday and a Sunday slot. So if anybody's in the Dallas, Texas area, you can pull up, see us at Fair Park. That's gonna mean literally close to downtown Dallas. Gonna,
Okay.
you know, plenty of people and everything, plenty of food, and we're gonna be bringing some great vibes out there. And I'm representing San Diego at the highest representation while I'm on that stage out here too. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's love. That's love. So y'all on a little not I don't like to say that word, and I tell Bloodstone gonna get on me because I always tell him to eliminate the word little. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I took that out a long time
You
ago.
know, y'all on a road trip right now,
Yes,
or
yes.
a road trip or a tour. I mean, you
Yeah,
are getting
bro.
booked and paid, and
We call everything touring, man. Everything touring. Like I always look at it like I could tour in San Diego. You send me down to IB, you
yep.
send me down to OB, you send me back to North Park, you
You
send me
dig?
down to Otay. How you gonna tell me I haven't toured? How you
Right,
gonna tell me
right.
I'm not touring? So like it's perspective.
I
They
just
ain't
hit
no
7 cities.
look. Come
You
on, I hit
dig?
7 cities with different types of people, different types of vibes, different races, and you gonna
Right.
try to and you want me to make that little? I never
Minimize it.
will. I
Yeah,
never
don't never do
will.
that. Yeah,
No,
that's
I
real.
can't. I read an article in 2015 that said San Diego was almost number 2 or 3 to live music venues available next to Nashville, Tennessee. You know what I mean?
Well,
So that's just live venues to play, live music venues to play. I don't know what kind of genre, but that just live music in general.
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that's big.
so I'm here to get it. You know what I mean? Like so, uh, little is the mind state that you're gonna hold yourself back. That's when you're gonna be sitting there having random cousins who ain't never did music asking you how many people was at your show.
Right, right.
You know,
Trying to
where you
minimize
performing
it.
at? Oh, you performing at a bar? Yeah, you
Right.
keep watching me at that bar. See what that bar turn into.
That's real. That's real. You know. So, where you going after this? After the 2 day
Oh, bro,
festival?
we coming right back to San Diego and hitting it hard. We got our residency down there at Whiskey Girl downtown San Diego at the
A
first of the month.
residency.
Yes,
That's see.
indeed, man.
Hey man,
Yes,
let's clap
indeed.
that up, man. That's big thinking right there. You know. People know about getting residencies in Vegas or something like y'all. You had the other residency. Now
Yep.
you know you getting you working. That's your
Oh, bro,
job. Man. You get it.
yeah.
You did. You do. You. Hey man, congratulations.
Hey, I appreciate that,
Congratulations.
bro. That was a new acquisition that we started in November. You know what I mean? Like we stayed working. I told the band, I said, man, we doing this for the first time. It just feels so normal because we've been playing so much, right?
Yeah.
But we hold down a bunch of residencies, but we got Whiskey Girl downtown every first Friday
Okay.
of the month, right? Every first Friday. We have Hotel
A
Republic.
Friday too. That's
Yeah, that's a Friday night. Gaslamp, heart of the Gaslamp. I walked down there doing what? Nothing for years. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Now from 8 to 10, you could come see my band live at any time, and we putting on a great show. Hotel Republic, downtown San Diego, rooftop.
That's dope.
Every second Saturday of the
Okay.
month. That's a residency. We play 3 hours, not 30 minutes, not 1 hour, 3 hours straight, no breaks.
No break.
No breaks, man. We work like
Straight
that.
show. Put on a
Straight
straight
show.
show.
OG original music.
That's right. I'm gonna have to come out there and check you out, man.
Oh, we'll lay you out, man. Great time, bro. Any one of them that you want to come to, I always say Hotel Republic's great because you can sit back, chill, get you some dinner. If you come through, it'll be on me, you know.
Oh man, that's love. That's love. I'm gonna hold you to that. You know.
I
So
got you, man.
you know, I know you out there. You got things to do. You know, anything right now is your time. Anything you want to promote that we didn't talk about, and also let them know your social media handles.
Yeah, bro. You can check me out on everything at Riston Diggs. Right. You can find me on Facebook, Riston Diggs, if you want to talk to me personally. If you want to be just like, stay in tune with the music, you can also go on to Instagram, find Riston Diggs. You can find it tagged through anything Trey Boogie just did tonight. You can type in Spotify because on Spotify is where you can hear what I really do, right? That's like the best place to find me, right? I always preface that first when I'm talking to somebody. If you show me love, go into that Spotify or that Apple Music or whatever you listen to.
That's
I'm
right.
not just saying that as like a tagline. Go do that. Right now, I got a new project with my homeboy Mike Holmes out on all streaming platforms called Roadmaps. That's a solo. He's a solo artist. I'm a solo artist. We knew each other for a while. We had tracks together. We came together and came up with a project called Roadmaps. That's honestly, people hit me up about that project every week, literally. And I would go listen to it like right now, as soon as I hop off this stream, hit me up and tell me exactly what you feel about it. And I think you're going to have something good to say.
Hey, you heard him. Go right now. Go after we end.
Yeah, after we end on here, man, like tap in with the music, but not just me. Tap in with Rick Scales, tap in with Nimi, tap in with Primo Dirty, tap in with some of the bands you don't know in this city. You know what I mean? To look around, type in San Diego music and start combing through it. I don't care if somebody's on Bandcamp. I don't care what it is. Start listening. Open your eyes to everything. Open your ears to everything, not just what you like. That's what I ask of people in general, outside of just me, because that's what we signed up for.
Yeah, and that's real. That's real. I wanted to say before we go though that I remember when, like I said earlier, I used to check you out on social media, seeing you performing here, and I'll check you out and like this dude really be performing, and he's dope too. A lyrical artist, you dig? And I like that about you. And then I remember that time I was walking at one of my events at Vibes downtown. I was walking to go handle some business, and y'all was in the cut. And I was walking. I said, I went over there. That was the first time I believe we met in person. You did.
That was.
And I told you the same stuff
man.
too. I said the same stuff, man. I've been trying. I was, checking you out, man. You've been doing your thing, and everybody I know, all my guys, all my team, have nothing but good things to say about you, man. Even someone who look as mean as Bloodstone the Street Preacher.
Hey, if you know Bloodstone, one thing that's a real man, right? So you know what I mean? Like I always say, like there's real men out there. When you come across him, shake his hand.
Right.
You gonna feel, you know what I mean? And you gonna feel what it feel like, right? So
got
that's why I
muscles
say,
in his fingers.
Come on, bro. Come on. And so when I came to California in 2006, another shout out before I get off here, man. 9 Kill Radio.
Of course. That's one of the I sponsor 9 Kill.
Hey, listen here, man. Y'all look, the love that y'all show to this scene, bro, and he's introduced me to more artists than I think I ever heard in my life. I just tap in. I just go on there sometimes. I just listen, right? Old lives, everything. It's knowledge, man. That's what it's key word. He got the real knowledge. I wanted to shout him out on here because he pushed a narrative that helped me realize, like, yo, it's bigger than just rap. You know what I'm saying? He's tapping into the community to make sure that every single artist that he can get his hands on get some spin.
Man, and 9 Kill got my old song from back in the day and stuff. You know what I mean? Like 9 Kill, that's family right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
man.
Real life family. He be at my house. He be up here. I sponsor him.
I see it. I see it, man. I see it. I'm a fan.
I have nothing but good things to say about Kill, man. You know, he got more knowledge than us old heads. That's, you know what I mean? Like, it's incredible, his knowledge.
He's an encyclopedia.
And he's unbiased.
Straight up.
You could be this, that. He ain't. He's still bumping your stuff. So,
bro,
yeah, that's big love.
He don't show no
that's
no
big love for Kill.
Yeah, bro. Like, I had to make sure I remember that. You know?
Yeah, that's love. That's love. You know, and like I said, everybody I know, nothing but good things to say about you, man. Keep on your journey. Keep doing your thing. I love to have you over here physically at the headquarters, so you could come check out what we doing, man. What we doing, you know.
I come through, man. I would have been there live. I would have been there live if I wasn't out of town. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, hey, again, I appreciate you. Go do what you got to do. I know we on a time difference, man. I appreciate you a lot, y'all. I appreciate all y'all tapping in and commenting and everything, you know. I'll see y'all tomorrow on the Friday night chop up. It's your big homie, Trey Boogie. I holla.
F&G shit. Shout
Big homie, Trey Boogie.
We slide. Sliding in the rental, trying to run the milli up. In the southeast, Trey Boogie been a plug. Rubber bands on the blues, hella panoramic views. If you get into it with the squad, you can never lose. It's on the flow like Yellow Rider. I got your vibe on her toes like nail polish. In the city, we get respected from everybody. You about to pull up on Trey Boogie, now let's chop. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Got it wet, it's not a cut. Ain't worried about what nobody else got, cause I got enough. Me and Trey Boogie locked in, he threw a lob, I dunk. Heard the beat and sauced it up, can't nobody go hard as us. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up.